KAMIL Jablonski versus Georgi Svetkov. This was the match that you purchased the pay-per-view for. This was the match of the night, the match of the year. Some people were calling it the match of the decade. It was really amazing. We saw the presser getting pressed in that match. We saw the top roller getting top rolled in that match. Are you surprised? We saw a flop press from Georgi. We saw a top roll and a king's move from KAMIL Jablonski. I mean, he did tell us before the match that he might hit the king's move, and he did hit that, and he needed to adapt in that match. Round 1, it was a big surprise because without the strap, just with a tricep press, KAMIL was able to flop press. KAMIL was able to press Georgi Svetkov straight down to the pad. At this moment, we were expecting it to be a mismatch because who presses Georgi Svetkov like that? What happened to Georgi's comment saying that nobody has beaten him easy ever? Was this going to be one of those matches? I think it was, but then it turned out to be different. Round 2, KAMIL fouled because his shoulder crossed the center. Then Georgi Svetkov was pulling back with all he had. He was in a defensive top roll, and KAMIL Jablonski fouled a couple of times. Georgi Svetkov won the second round. At this moment, Georgi's flop press defense was looking awesome because against Michael Todd, KAMIL was able to stay patient. But against Georgi, even in an offensive good flop press, KAMIL was slightly impatient. He realized that if he waits too long, Georgi's endurance might be too good. He might pull him out of that flop press and win the round. That's why he fouled a couple of times and lost the round. Round 3, again in a similar position, KAMIL was holding Georgi in an offensive flop. Georgi was in a defensive top roll. And that's where we saw this time Georgi Svetkov also, I think he fouled once where Coach Ray was right. He thought that Georgi Svetkov's shoulder went below the table when he was bringing KAMIL back to center and towards his own winning side. Then there was a restart. I thought the same thing happened again, but this time the foul was not called and KAMIL literally pulled Georgi literally pulled KAMIL out of his flop press and beat him with a top roll. At this moment, we saw that KAMIL's endurance is fading and Georgi is doing exactly what he told us that he is going to do in this match. The score was at this moment 2-1 for Georgi Svetkov. Round 4, this time KAMIL again hit the flop press. Georgi held him. Georgi started to bring him back. He brought him back to center. Georgi was about to win this match, win this round. And that's where KAMIL decides to hit the king's move. And everyone was shocked. Everyone were on their feet. The commentators were shocked. KAMIL brought him back, took his wrist. KAMIL took Georgi's wrist. Who would have believed that? And easily pinned him with an offensive. First, a defensive king's move. Then switched to an offensive king's move and won the round. Round 5, KAMIL was about to top roll Georgi Svetkov with his offensive king's move. He hit the king's move straight away off the go. But then Georgi Svetkov held him there. And it was Georgi who pressed him down. But there was an elbow foul. It was called an elbow foul. There was a restart. And after the restart, KAMIL switched to a press again. And he took Georgi straight down to the pad. At this moment, the tables were turned. Georgi's top roll defense was getting exhausted because KAMIL was switching between a king's move and a flop press, while Georgi was basically only top rolling. In the 6th and the final round, KAMIL hit the offensive flop again. He let Georgi know that he's about to pin him, and then he slammed his arm down to the pad. So as I said, if you're not one of the best hookers in the world, one of the top 3 hookers in the world, like Morozov on the right arm, maybe even Devon can be there. Or if you're not one of the best top rollers in the world, like the top 3 top rollers, you're not beating KAMIL Jablonski. The guy is serious and the guy can switch to a top roll as well now. So great match, amazing match. You should definitely purchase the pay-per-view using code Pradeep. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you again.